Hey everybody. We're back already. Gotta listen to what's happening. Cancer season. It can be overwhelming, and I just felt like there are possibly some people out there who may need a message. Yeah, some kind of encouragement. Just what do we need to be focusing on at this time? What's coming up? Um, it's a water season. Water seasons have to do a lot with, as an element, have to do a lot with the subconscious, with um, emotion for sure, and with intuition as well. So I am going to grab a quick sip of water to help clear my energy and also to hydrate. Encourage you to do the same. Okay, so yeah, I will shift the camera down and then I'll talk a little bit about the crystals that were chosen to kind of help figure out the energies for this reading. Okay. So today we are going to be working again with the Poesis Oracle deck. This is being charged with an unrefined lapis lazuli, which is blue, kind of a tiny bit of a yellowish green with gold flecks. We have a chrysocolla here. Get these over here. The crystals are mainly in the range of blue and green, kind of feeling like we need to be um, really aware of the heart space right now. Uh, Also, with Jupiter having just moved into Cancer, that's kind of one of the things that it's asking us to do. So these three stones here, I'll quickly mention the ones that I already have in front of me. This is Amazonite. Which has a lot to do with divine feminine energy, something that we're being called to be more aware of at this point in time. This is green kyanite. Something about it reminds me kind of like a map of the earth as well. And then as the bottom stone, I chose rose quartz, just to kind of help us ground in a space of self-love and well, love in general, and compassion for self, because these energies are not easy, y'all. So um so as always, we call in protective energies to help guide us and provide us with clear and concise messages for the collective or whoever might need to hear them right now. We ask for guidance from Mother Earth, Universal Heavenly Father, Deity of Time, our angels, our ancestors, and of course our divine guides to help us figure out what we might need to know during this time. And in case anybody's been wondering, my shuffling style is generally intuitive. It changes with every deck, with every reading, the number of shuffles, all of that. So, what are some of the energies right away? Right away. So, the opening energy here is observe. Right away, other than the many eyes I see here, which are going in all different directions. So, I guess being observant and aware of taking in multiple different perspectives. I'm also seeing this person here meditating, which to me is indicating a time of stillness, a time to not speak too quickly. Um, Sit with the self first. I'm going to read the associated poem. Okay, so observe. I am a we, myself, and me, one that thinks and one that knows, one that learns and one that grows. Like the student and the master, I am occupied in a game of hide and seek with myself. When I reconnect to the present moment, I can be more playful with my thoughts. I do not become frightened by their strange content. I do not jump onto them like a high-speed train that carries me away. I simply sit at my station and watch them come and go. Hmm. It would be easy to get swept up in thought at this time, especially thoughts that have anything to do with lack or with sadness or just maybe uncomfortable memories as well. Okay? And to get a little bit more from the tarot, I chose the Spacious Tarot today, um, and that I have charging with a Larimar stone, which is an ocean stone. Okay, that's more in the blue range, so having to do with the throat chakra, and also this aquamarine stone, which is kind of like in between blue and green. And yeah, so green having to do with heart, pink as well, and blue having to do with throat chakra. So really examining our heart space before we speak, right? And not judging ourselves either for what comes up in the heart space, as the poem mentioned. Okay, so this deck, I'm using the expanded version. So on top of the regular 78 tarot cards, it also has 21 extra cards, which are um, it has the four elements, it has the 12 zodiac signs, and it has what uh, what the creators of this deck refer to as value cards. So it's modeled after a different style of deck that's called, I believe, Minchiari. Please correct me on the pronunciation if it's not right. Okay. Yeah. So it's, yeah, again, like a regular tarot deck, except with those extra expansion cards. So again, we call in our divine guides to help protect this reading and guide us with the messages that we need to know at this time. What messages do the collective, especially those who are experiencing an extra sensitive Cancer season, need to know with regard to this season and this energy of observation? Okay, pardon me. 99 cards, a little bit intense to shuffle. Okay. Clear and concise messages for the collective with regard to this energy of observation. So, clear and concise messages with regard to this energy of observation. Okay, Seven of Pentacles again. This came out again, in the previous collective reading that I did just a couple of days ago. The Seven of Pentacles came out, and yeah, it was and still is about paying attention to what we're investing in. And I think in this case, it's asking us to pay attention to what we're investing in terms of our own thoughts, in terms of the direction that our own thoughts are going in the way that we're connecting with ourselves. And here we have the Two of Swords. Okay. Swords are about air energy, and those are about mental energy, right? So again, having to do with thoughts. Um, and you notice here how the way that these thoughts are kind of blocking out the sunlight in the background. Okay. So I am actually going to see a little bit what the authors have to say about this. Two of Swords is often about being at a crossroads mentally, or being stuck between like two competing perspectives. Okay, really interesting that this is coming out again. So, Seven of Pentacles having to do with evaluation and planning. Seven of Pentacles shows you all the progress you've already made. Now is a time to acknowledge the fruits of your labor. You may still have work to do, but first pause and evaluate the growth that has transpired so far. It's also a good time to plan for what you'd like to cultivate in the future. Does your current trajectory still feel right? Are the results you're seeing so far in line with your broader vision? Keep going if the path feels fruitful, but remember it's never too late to adjust the way you plant your crops. And the crops in this case, I think, being perspectives of thought, like the types of thoughts that you're having, the ways in which you're engaging with your thoughts, the thoughts that you're sharing, the people you're sharing them with, do all of those things still feel right? And I think you need to, in order to evaluate that properly, you need to really spend some time sitting with yourself and not necessarily jump to conclusions or even, running away with your own thoughts. What did the poem say again? With regard to thoughts, when I reconnect to the present moment, I can be more playful with my thoughts. I do not become frightened by their strange content. I do not jump onto them like a high-speed train that carries me away. And then the Two of Swords. Okay, yeah, avoidance and indecision. Okay, so in the in the regular, when I say regular, like in the Rider-Waite Smith, like standard tarot, the Two of Swords is like a blindfolded person uh, with these swords actually crossed over their heart space. So these thoughts sort of, I guess, in some way like blocking their heart or blocking them from moving from a heart-centered space. Okay. um, and the blindfold would also indicate, yeah, just not wanting to look at something directly, not wanting to acknowledge something directly, some kind of thought. And I think that that's interesting, the blindfold imagery that's on the original card versus this observe card, which is just like, all the eyes you could possibly imagine in every direction. So the Two of Swords says, that it points you towards what you're denying. Have you been avoiding something that you really need to think about? Assimilating new information can be difficult, and making decisions can be unpleasant. But if you're not willing to do these things, you'll remain at a standstill. The two swords are crossed against each other, obscuring the light. If you're experiencing blocks, consider where your own thinking may be dimming the light of clarity. Swords are the emblem of the mental realm, but there's water present in this scene as well. This is a reminder to let the wisdom of your heart harmonize with the knowledge of your head. Okay, that's exactly what I was just saying. Like, literally exactly. Yeah, so being in a watery season, but also being in a season where thoughts can kind of run wild, especially, yeah, thoughts having to do with sadness, having to do with lack, having to do with what we think we don't have. Um, yeah, and just making sure not to jump on those, but also at the same time letting those thoughts come and go, but also still spending some time with them to observe them and see what they're teaching you, especially if they're coming back over and over again. They might be related to something that you are avoiding. Also interesting to note, in this card, not only is there water, although it's mostly ice, but there's also water, but there is still something growing. Like, it's not a completely dead land, right? So there is still opportunity for growth here, always. Okay, and finally, I will get one more card from this deck to close out. Well, maybe more than one. We'll see what happens. What? Okay. And here we have patience. And on this card, you have someone who is uh, what looks like could be ice fishing, actually, which seems relevant considering this card here with the two swords planted in the ice with the water behind and everything that's been said so far. Okay, so patience. Again, not running wild with the thoughts that are coming up, but not avoiding them either. And also knowing that this hook here that you've allowed to go into the depths will eventually come up with something that's important after you've spent the time observing. So I will read the patience card to close out the reading. Patience. Much of culture runs at a frantic and flawed pace, always rushed and always hurried, distorting the organic rhythms of life in the race. But all true things take their own time. You cannot rush a baby out of the womb. You cannot force a butterfly from the cocoon, and every seed waits for its season to bloom. And every seed waits for its season to bloom. Okay, so that is what I have for everyone today with regard to what Cancer season is asking us to do as all of these emotions and thoughts uh, come up, to observe them, not get carried away with all of them, um, but to also not avoid them, especially if there's some sort of decision that's coming up. To allow yourself to, first of all, invest in yourself, because this time of observation, this time of seeing what's coming up, this time of allowing yourself to fish in the depths. And I think that one thing that's coming up also is the fishing in the depths. I mean, this person is, or this person is sitting and meditating. This person is standing, but is still, in this one place, not rushing, just knowing that something will come up. Okay, so that is what I have. Thank you for joining me in this reading, and we will talk again very soon.